Yeah, you want to grab that blanket or towel. Um, we'll start with it rolled up today. And we're going to begin on our backs. So if you want to get in some extra credit time on your back, you can go ahead and get there. We'll just keep this rolled up and ready now. You can begin in kind of our final resting pose, that Shavasana, legs out, arms out. Or you might fall into a broken bridge instead. So feet to the edges of your yoga mat, and then press your knees in. You can extend your arms out by your side, palms up or down, or maybe place them on your lower abdomen. If it feels safe, you can close your eyes or just lightly gaze up at the ceiling or maybe down the tip of your nose. And if neither of these positions work for your body, you can find a variation that does work. But we'll begin here together. Taking some time to feel the sensation of your body on the ground. Feel that support of the floor below you as you encourage softening in your joints, muscles, and bones. We'll begin with paying some attention to our breath. For now, just notice where your breath feels the strongest in your body. It could be as you exhale, feeling the warm air over the top of your upper lip. It might be the expansion and contraction of your ribs as your lungs grow big and small. Or maybe it's the rise and fall of your abdomen as you inhale and exhale. Scan your body and where you feel your breath. And bring your awareness to that body part. Stay here with your breath. If your mind wanders, you can attach a thought to each inhale and exhale. So I love to use the phrase, I am breathing in as I breathe in, and I am breathing out as I breathe out. So I hear those phrases in my head anchored to every inhale and exhale. You could use any phrase or words that help you stay in connection with your breath. Stay here for a few more rounds of slow, honest breathing. I am breathing in. I am breathing out. Your mind will wander away. That's okay. That's what the mind does. Our practice is bringing it back to the breath, back to the sensations we feel in our body. When you are ready, start to bring small movement into the outer edges of your body, toes and fingertips. Maybe you lick your lips or lift the corners of your mouth towards your ears for a gentle smile. And if it feels good, you can enlarge in those movements, circling wrists and ankles or stretching out the legs and arms, deciding how you want to start to change shapes. On your next inhale, hug your knees in towards your chest. Hands can rest on your shins at the top of your knees and make some gentle circles clockwise. And then counterclockwise. This massages your low back and just begins to bring some gentle kind of circular motion to our spine, kind of waking it up after laying down here or sitting previously. Slow those circles down to a stop and hold on to your right leg and place your left foot on the ground. Extend your right foot to the ceiling and find a soft bend in your right leg and hold on for the back of your right thigh. Your head and neck and shoulders will stay here on the ground as you flex your foot. So I want you to point your toes towards your face and imagine there's like a string on your heel and I could pull it up a little bit more. So we start to feel warmth down the back of your right leg. And you're just going to give it a gentle hug. If there's any pain in the knee, give it a deeper bend. Good. So as you're here, if it feels okay in your body and you're able to extend the arms up to the calf, you can do that and give a gentle pull of your leg towards your nose. So the leg stays extended, but you're just encouraging maybe a little more stretch if it feels okay in your body. Good. Bring your hands back down to the back of your thigh and take some ankle circles here. So letting that flex of the foot go as you circle right and left. Awesome. We're going to switch legs. So right foot goes down and hug the left knee in. Give it a little squeeze in towards your underarm and then press the left heel towards the ceiling. So revisit that bend in your knee and the gentle grip behind your left thigh. Left heel presses up. So you can notice in your own body if one leg felt a little tighter or gave you more feedback than the other. Toes point down towards your face. Let the floor support your head, neck, and shoulders. They stay rested there as just your leg is lifted. If you have the space, maybe you hold on for the back of the left calf and draw your foot over your chest a tiny bit more. Heel stays flexed, knee is soft. Good, one more breath in here. And exhale, left foot down to the mat. Roll over to your side and press up onto hands and knees. Take your time getting up here. If you have that blanket or towel nearby, you could put it under your knees. I'm going to leave mine off to the side for now. Walk your hands under your shoulders so joints are stacked for safety, and knees under your hips. Spread your fingers wide, but not overly wide, so you have a nice, strong support here. And take a few rounds of your cow and cat pose. So cow pose, we find that softness in elbows, wrists, abdomen, and a gaze up. And for cat, we push the floor away. So push into your palms, push into the tops of your feet, draw your belly button in, gaze towards your thumbs. And then let that go. Inhale for cow. So opposition here. So in cow, we have this soft, full belly. And then as we exhale into cat, we activate, we pull it in, start to warm up the abdominals and spine. Inhale for cow and exhale for cat. Take 3 more, letting your breath be your guide. Maybe eyes are open or closed if it feels safe. You can wiggle through the hips. And take a few more rounds on your own time. Just working through any other shapes that feel good. Rolling up neck or hips. One of the things I love about yoga is the shapes may be the same, but how they feel in our body, that feedback changes from day to day. So even though we might know the postures, they always feel a little bit different. Good, come back to a neutral spine, and let's take it into a threaded needle pose. So inhale, reach the right arm up. Close your fingers, make a fist, and circle out the wrist. Go both directions here, right and left. And inhale, open up your hand. Exhale, thread the needle, guide it under your left arm and through. Maybe you rest your head down on the floor. If you have that blanket, you can rest your head here too. Slide your left arm forward and reach your right arm away from your body. Press your right knuckles down. Option to lift this left arm up and give yourself a little hug with your left forearm on your low back. Let's come out of this pose as slowly as we came in. Left hand down to the floor. Ground down, press up, inhale, right arm up. Exhale, right arm down. Take it to the left side. Left arm up. Good. Close your fists and circle it out. Circling one way, then the other. Then inhale, open up your hand. And exhale, thread the needle. Guide left hand under right. Maybe set your head on the blanket or the pillow or floor. And you can reach your right arm forward or draw it behind you and rest it gently on your low back. Press your left knuckles down and notice what that does. If you kind of let the hand float, how does that feel in the shoulder and the shoulder blades, and then press down. Unwind and unthread slowly. Right hand to the ground. Inhale, stretch it up. Exhale, hand to the mat. Move that blanket out of the way. Walk your hands forward. Tuck your toes and lift up and back into your downward facing dog. Feet are about hip width distance apart. And your hands, imagine you're like twisting a jar open with both. So you get some strength in the biceps, helping hold you up as you press your lowest ribs back towards the top of your thighs. Hang your head in the window frame of your arms. And let's start to move our feet here, pressing one heel down and bending the opposite knee, and then switch. So taking it a little slower. And maybe like a fast walk, I want you to think of like a slow walk through mud here. Maybe you give your head a little shake. Yes and no. Just encouraging more softness and release in the neck. Awesome. Get each side of your legs one more time. And come to a still downward facing dog with a slight bend in your knees. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, walk forward to ragdoll. Your feet land behind your wrists. Index toes point forward, knees stay bent as you soften your head down towards the floor. You can stay here, letting the weight of your head traction your spine and create more space to stand up taller, or hold on to opposite elbows. This offers an additional bit of weight to help create space in between the pieces of your spine. You can stay here in stillness, or if it feels good to you, gentle sways right and left. Really let go of your head here. See if you can let it hang and swing like a pendulum. You might even envision emptying out any negative thoughts or doubts that aren't going to serve you today, They just fall out of your head, spill over your arms, and are absorbed and taken away by your mat. Just for right now, we'll leave them here. Come back to center, release your elbows if you're holding on. And inhale to a halfway lift with straight-ish legs. And bring the weight back into your heels. Press your sit bones back. It's almost like a little pelvic tilt back. Navel hugs in. Squeeze your shoulder blades together and stretch the top of your head forward. Exhale, fold, let it go. Inhale, halfway lift again. Lift up. Find length in your legs, length in your spine. This time, bring the weight forward into your toes. Take note of that feedback from your legs and exhale, fold. Inhale, rise up to stand. Let head and hands dangle. Press your feet down, hug your navel in as you rise up. So we hug our navel in to help support the lift and protect our low back and spine. Once you get to the top, take a few circles up and back with your shoulders. Imagine we're opening up the chest. Awesome. Keep taking those circles for me. Opening up. Good. One more. Inhale. Exhale, shoulders slide down. Awesome. Inhale, sweep your arms up. Mountain pose here. Soften those elbows for me. So I'm going to turn you kind of almost like think ballerina arms rather than robot. Good. Inhale here. Exhale, forward fold. Dive over your legs. Swan dive down. Inhale, halfway lift. Find that flat back again. Exhale, step back to your high plank. So plant your hands, step one foot back, then the other. You can stay up here on your toes or knees. No matter the position you choose, bring shoulders over wrists. We stack those joints for safety. Good. Keep breathing here. Let's exhale to a 3 count down to the floor. Elbows slide by your ribs. 3, 2, and 1. Inhale up for your cobra pose. Squeeze your knees off the floor. Press your toenails down. Head comes up. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, plank pose on toes or knees. Exhale, downward facing dog. Let's work through that twice more. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, step forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, mountain pose. Bring your abdominals with you as you float your hands up. Soften the elbows, exhale. Inhale here. Exhale, dive over your legs. Maybe knees are bent to help protect tight hamstrings. Inhale, halfway lift. Hamstring stretch. Exhale, high plank on toes or knees. Plant your hands, step back with control, step back with purpose. Hold here, inhale. Exhale, lower down all the way to the floor. Inhale for cobra, press toes down, lift eyes up. Exhale, down. Inhale, plank pose, push up. Exhale, down dog, hinge your hips back towards your heels. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, walk forward. Inhale, halfway lift, neutral spine. Exhale, fold. Inhale, mountain pose, fingertips overhead. Exhale, soften your elbows. Let your shoulders come back into their sockets. Inhale here. Exhale, forward fold. Let's change things up. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, step your left foot back only. Pause. Good. You can grab for that blanket if you like. Put it under your knee. And then descend your left knee down to the mat. Inhale, arms come up. Find that soft position with the elbows. And we're going to lunge forward into the right leg. So we're stretching out the front of the left hip flexor here. You decide how deep you want to go. Hands can always come to the top of the thighs as well. You need a little more support. Or my arms are a little tired. I was doing push-ups earlier. So no matter what you were doing, know that whatever you do with your arms is good and right. I'm a guide. If my directions don't work, you can always make a change. Inhale, we are going to sweep the arms up now and take a twist. Left hand forward, right arm back. Left hand can come to outer right knee as you extend back with the right arm and lunge forward with the left knee. Maybe you look behind or to the side. Inhale, come back forward, reach up. Exhale, hands to the floor, look down to your right toes. Inhale, low lunge, tuck your back toes, lift up. We're going to step forward, so mind your blanket as you walk to the top of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, mountain pose. Extend your arms up overhead. Exhale, soften elbows. Nice. Inhale. Exhale, fold over the legs. Maybe breathe out your mouth. Inhale, halfway lift. You know where we're going. Plant your hands, step the right foot back. Now, you might need to adjust your stance, bringing left foot to left side and moving the right foot over to the other. So you're on opposite sides of your mat. As you're ready, descend the right knee down. Toes can be untucked or tucked as you inhale, lifting up to your kneeling warrior. Lunge, elbows soften. Again, you decide how much you want to lunge forward. Just like I said earlier, same poses, different day, feel different in your body. Oh, I'm going to place my hands on my thigh. And you might notice, oh, this was tougher on this side, or the other side felt different. I encourage you to just make note of that rather than judgment, rather than being hard on yourself or making meaning out of things, just taking note. Inhale, arms come back up. We take the twist on this side. Right arm forward, left arm back. Let's bring that right hand to outer left knee. As you reach back, maybe you lunge a little forward. Maybe you lunge a little forward. Right? Decide what works for you. Inhale, bring your arms back up. Exhale, eyes and hands down to your mat. Inhale, lift the right knee up. Step your left foot back to down dog. So we mind the blanket, we step back and move through our flow, adjusting hands and feet. Inhale forward to your plank. Toes or knees, your shoulders are over wrists. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, cobra pose. Exhale, chest to your mat. Inhale, plank pose. Exhale, downward facing dog. Awesome. Look forward. And as you exhale, walk forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, mountain pose. Arms reach up. Exhale, soften your elbows. Inhale here. Exhale to chair pose. Everyone's favorite. You doing good? You're still there. Chair pose here, sitting back deeply, deeply. Inhale. Exhale, sweep your left arm back, just like we did kneeling. Awesome. Inhale, arm comes back forward. Exhale, right arm sweeps back. Inhale, both arms up. Exhale, forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Heart and head come up. Exhale, step your left foot back for me. So, some options here. You can lower the left knee or keep it lifted. We're going to inhale, lift the arms up. So if your knee is lifted, you're going to stay here. Or rather, if your knee's lowered, you're going to stay there. If your knee is lifted, you're going to reach up with us here. This is our high lunge, our crescent lunge. Guide your left hip forward, soften the elbows. We're going to find that same twist. Inhale to prepare, hug your navel in. Exhale, left arm forward, right arm back. Good. Inhale, arms come back up. Exhale, hands to your heart. Inhale, warrior two. So back heel turns. We sweep our arms out, lunge forward. So now we're lunging forward with open hips, right? We were in a more of a closed lunge before. Now we're in an open lunge here. Press into your left pinky toes. Good, and gaze over your right fingertips. Maybe even soften your elbows a little here too. Inhale, flip your right palm up. And let's exhale, reach overhead for our humble warrior, humble reverse warrior. That left arm can tuck behind you, maybe you're reaching for your right hip crease. Soften that right elbow, please. And on your next exhale, we take it forward. Right elbow to right thigh. Left arm overhead with that softened elbow, good. Pull your right ribs up towards the ceiling. Maybe lift the corners of your mouth towards your ears, because we're almost halfway through our time. Inhale, back up to warrior two. Exhale, look down towards the mat. Place your hands down. Turn your left toes forward. We're going to step forward with the left foot. So mind your mat. Take a few steps forward. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, fold. Inhale, mountain pose. Reach up tall. Exhale, soften your elbows. Inhale. Exhale, chair pose. Sit back into that bar stool or that dining room chair. Maybe a step stool. Breathe in. Exhale, sweep the left arm back behind you. Inhale, forward. Exhale, right arm back. Inhale, forward. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, step your right foot back. So option to lower the knee just for this first position. Widen out your stance if you need to, and inhale, lift your head and shoulders up above your hips. Hands can stay on your thigh or expand and reach them up overhead. Right hip hugs and points forward. High lunge, so that right heel is over the ball of your right foot. We're going to take that twist. Exhale, right arm forward, left arm back. Option always to hold on to your thigh for extra support. Good, one more breath in, one more breath out. Inhale, arms reach up overhead. Exhale into your warrior two. So if you're down on your knee, come on up, open up wide here. Adjust your feet as needed. Mine are moving and sliding around on my mat. Soften your elbows. Flip the left palm up. Reach up and overhead for that reverse warrior. Option to sweep the arm behind. And kind of give that thigh crease a little touch there if you can, or just giving yourself some support in the low back. Exhale, extended side angle. Left forearm to left thigh, right arm up and overhead with that soft elbow. And lift your heart up. Open up your eyes and your sternum to the ceiling. Press into your right pinky toe to take some weight off the right leg. Inhale up to your warrior two. Look down towards your left foot. Cartwheel your hands down to the mat, right toes turn forward. We're going to step our left foot back. So look for the mat, look for your blanket, look where you want your foot to land. Take a breath in and take a breath out. Bring your knees to the floor and find your child's pose. Big toes to touch. Open up your knees towards the edges of your mat and soften your head down towards the floor. Go ahead and soften your elbows and forearms down too. Reconnect with the sensation of your breath here. Where do you feel it now? Now that the body is warm, now that the temperature of our skin has maybe changed, or our breathing, did your breath change and adapt as well? If you'd like, you can flip your palms up or keep them turned down. If your palms are flipped up, turn them down to the mat and inhale up to your tabletop. Bring your knees under your hips. Slide your hands forward and exhale into your downward facing dog. Bend your knees and look forward. Step your right foot outside of your right hand and your left foot outside of your left hand. Lower down into a squat here. You have that blanket. This is nice if you notice that your heels are a bit lifted. You can put this blanket under your heels and then come back down into your primal squat here. This offers you a little support if your heels don't touch the ground. And I will tell you, some days my heels do, some days they don't. Palms come together no matter where your feet are today. And they press close to your chest to lift your spine long. So right, we have rounded back, long back. Elbows press into the inner thigh or knee area. So this is a tough pose for everyone, right? We don't squat a lot in our lives, but it's really great for opening up the hips, for bringing some movement and stretch to our low back. You can stay here or plant your left hand on the ground, push your left bicep into your left thigh, and then open up the right arm to the ceiling. So opening up the heart and eyes, and then exhale, we switch. Right hand down, press right bicep into right thigh as you open up the left arm. Good. Bring that left hand back down to the mat. So hands are on the mat now. And you're going to press into your hands to lift your hips up to come out of the squat. Carefully move off your blanket and wiggle your feet back under your hips so we get those stacked joints again. Bend your knees forward, fold. Place your left hand under your face. Bend your left knee, straighten your right leg, right arm up. Press your right sit bone back behind you, so weight into your heel. Good. Exhale, switch, right hand down. Right knee bends, left leg straightens, left arm up. Bring weight into the left heel. Good, left hand down. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, mountain pose. Roll up to standing. Feather your arms out like wings. They reach up, up, up. Exhale, hands to your heart center. Soften your knees a bit and bring your weight into your heels. You can gaze down at your fingertips or close your eyes if it feels safe. Take 3 breaths here. Breathing in, I am breathing in. Breathing out, I am breathing out. If you've closed your eyes, open them back up and bring your hands down to your side. Inhale, sweep the arms up. And exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, step your left foot back for me. So we've been in this low lunge before. Let's lift right up to warrior 2. Spin that back heel down. Blossom open. Yes. Stretch out long. Good. Inhale, straighten out your front leg. Hips bump back to prep for triangle. So checking in with your knees. Right here's locked knee. I just want a little bit of a softness here. We're going to start to reach forward like you're reaching for $1,000 check. When you can't reach any further, then bring your arms north and south. Just like we did an extended side angle, I want you to hug your right ribs up. Your knuckles can press into the back of your shin just like in thread the needle. What this does is it helps facilitate that lift of the ribs up. Good. Reach up with the left fingertips, opening up your heart, creating space in the front of your body. Then inhale, squeeze your legs in, lift back up. Yes. Good. Turn your toes towards me. Inhale, reach the arms up, star pose. Exhale, goddess pose. You're gonna turn your heels in, bend your knees, hands to your heart. It's also called wide-legged squat. And just start to move gently into the knees and hips. Maybe lifting up the heels. And then find your sweet spot here, where we can stay for a bit. We inhale, lift the arms up. Exhale, hands to your heart. Let's add in the legs. Inhale, legs straighten, arms lift. Exhale, squat. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. 2 more. Reaching up and lowering down. Last one. Reaching up and lower down. Hold here. And inhale, star pose. Turn your toes to face the long edge of your mat. And exhale, float your hands and head down towards the floor. Wide-legged forward fold. You might bend your knees softly here to lift your tailbone up. That's going to help you find more length and warmth in the back of the legs and your glutes. Just like in our forward fold or our ragdoll, encourage the top of your head down towards the floor. Soften your elbows if possible. And breathe. You can stay here in your static stretch or move into a lateral lunge. So bending the right knee and bringing hands over to the right side of the mat. Feeling that inner thigh and groin stretch. And then you switch it out to the left side, bending into the left knee, pressing into the right pinky toe. Good. Again, option to stay still in this forward fold, enjoying the inversion, the head rush as the blood moves into the upper body. Bring yourself back to center here. Exhale out your air. Hands to the mat. Inhale, halfway lift with wide legs. Exhale, bend your knees, bring hands to your thighs. Inhale, roll up. Awesome. Exhale, warrior 2. Then inhale, look down at your foot. Exhale, hands come down, left toes turn forward. Good, we're gonna step to the top. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. We've got the other side to do. Inhale, rise up tall. Exhale, forward fold. Dive back over the legs. It's like a little reset button, those stands. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, step your left foot back. As you're ready, inhale, warrior 2. Hands to thighs, or lift yourself up with your abdominals. Good, inhale, straighten out the left leg, hips go to the back. Exhale, reach, 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 reach. Soften the left knee as you bring your arms to 6 and 12. Using that press of your left knuckles into your shins to lift your heart and your nose up towards your right thumb. Soften your knees and support your upper body with your legs by squeezing your inner thighs so that inseam of your pants, can you get it like a 1/4 inch closer? Squeeze your quads. Good, reach up 1 more inch with the right hand. Good, exhale. Inhale, use your thighs to lift you up. Good, and you're gonna turn all 10 toes to face the same way. Gonna turn towards you. We're gonna find that goddess pose again. So heels in, big toes out. And now you've been here before, so your body's like, all right. So we're gonna change things up a little. We're gonna press our palms in together. Good, and we're gonna just sit 1 inch deeper. I want you to bring your hips underneath your shoulders. So we have a stacking of shoulders over hips. Good, so your tailbone's pointing down. Can you go 1 inch lower? Inches of paper clip, so don't get crazy. Good. Okay, so we're in this low hold. Maybe you go 1 inch lower, or you lift up your right foot and your left foot. And you try to balance even for just 2 breaths. Good. Press your heels down if you lifted. Inhale, star pose. Pivot your toes towards the long edge of your mat. Exhale, wide-legged fold again. Soften the bend in your knees. And you can stay here, static hold, or lateral side lunges, or bring your hands behind your low back. Wrap your fingers around your knuckles. This may be enough, or you can float those fists off your low back over the shoulders. So playing with a little bit of balance here and an inversion, being upside down. Soften any muscular tension or holding on in your neck and shoulders. You might even lift the right shoulder up and then the left, letting your gaze follow. If you are holding on and have that bind in the hand, let it go. Hands come back under the face. Hands or fingertips to the floor as you inhale, long legs, long back. Exhale, bend your knees. Inhale, rise up tall. Star pose. Exhale, warrior two. Left toes to the front of the mat. Then inhale, look down. Exhale, hands go to the floor. Step that left foot back. We're in that down dog here. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, kick your right leg up behind you. Press your heel back. Flex your toes towards your face. You can stay here or bend your knee, bring right heel towards left glute, opening up the hip to the side. You could circle your knee here, or just enjoy that static hold. No matter where you are, inhale the leg up 1 inch higher. Exhale for pigeon pose. Knee forward near right wrist. So stay lifted at first here. If you have that blanket nearby, you should have rolled it up before we got into pigeon, but you can roll that up here or grab for a pillow. And I like to place it under both hips. So we've opened up the hip crease on the left side. So your blanket is gonna support the left hip crease and support the right glute. Toes are untucked and long behind you. You can gaze over your left shoulder to straighten out the leg. And then maybe you stay here with the chest lifted. A soft gaze or eyes closed. Or maybe you come down to elbows. Option to stack hands and rest your head on your knuckles. We've done quite a bit of hip opening today. And this is a passive, restorative-ish hip opener. What that means is that we don't really need to use a lot of effort here. The weight of our body facilitates the shape, the pose. So see where you could let go a little in the face, the shoulders, the hips, the toes. Where could you soften a bit to make this less effortful? Start to make your way out of your pigeon, pressing your hands down. And we'll tuck our back toes under as we lift up the right leg and give it a shake or a stretch up. Maybe you take that bend again. And exhale, bring it down. If you prefer to do pigeon on your back, I hope that you took that option. Inhale, lift your left leg up. Bring left heel to right glute, opening up the hip, taking hip circles, or just kicking the leg. Inhale, reach the left leg up. Exhale, pigeon. If you left your blanket, it's probably just gonna need a little adjustment. Untuck your right toes and bring your elbows down to the floor. Maybe you bring your forearms down to the floor. Noticing in our second side, if you could soften anywhere else. Start to make your way out of your pigeon shape. Press palms down, tuck toes of your right foot. Lift that right knee up. And take a stretch back with the left leg, either up or bending or kicking. Just bringing some movement back into the leg. And then lowering the left foot down. Bring your knees down to the mat and walk your hands back to your knees. And make your way to a seat. Legs out long to begin. And if you have that blanket, bring it right under your knees here. The tighter that you roll this, the more lift you're going to get. So often in forward fold, which is the shape we're going into next, we need a little support under our knees. So the blanket's a great way to do that. Lift up any extra skin under your sit bones so you feel rooted and connected to the floor. Toes flexed to your face. This could be enough. You could sit here with a tall spine. If you'd like a little more, arms extend up with the soft elbows. And we exhale, hinge forward. So the more you pull your navel in, the more space you have to reach. When you find your stopping point, your fingertips can come to shins or the floor. But I want you to pay attention to your legs here. And make sure that knees are supported by that blanket. If you are able to reach down for your toes, which is not the point, but if you can, I want you to reach for the pinky edge of your toe to pull your pinky toes towards your shoulder joints. And as you're in this pose, again, we look for ways to do less. So maybe holding onto your toes isn't working. So you let go. Find a long back here rather than round. And then gently begin to lift your head back up over your hips. Awesome. Remove that blanket if you were using it. And you're going to take your right foot in towards your inner left thigh. We're going to press the right hand down near our right hip. And we're going to roll forward onto our right shin. Left foot down, press your hips forward, reach the left arm up overhead. Feel the length happening from left fingertips all the way down to the left big toe. Stretch here, really pressing your hips forward. Then exhale, grab a seat. And we'll switch to the opposite side. So right leg goes out long. Left foot to inner right thigh. Left hand down near your left hip. When you're ready, press forward into the left shin, left palm, right foot plants as you reach back. So you're pressing your hips forward as you reach behind you. The nice side body stretch. A little bit of low back gets in here as well as your hip flexors. Keep breathing. Soften that right elbow. And exhale, come back. Bring the soles of your feet together. And hold on to your shins. If you'd like, you can exhale, hinge forward, softening the grip on your shins and resting elbows on your thighs. Inhale, lift yourself back up and close your knees like a book. Recline down onto your back and start to think about how you would like to end class. What resting shape would you like to make? We have some options I'll run through. If you'd like, you can give your knees a hug into your chest and then find your way to happy baby, holding onto your big toes, knees wide, feet flexed to the ceiling, or you might prefer feet to sky. So whichever position you choose, commit to staying there for about 5 breaths. Once you've got your shape, I'll talk through a few different resting positions. We have that full-on Shavasana, whole body touches and rests on the floor. You have that option for broken bridge. Feet on the mat, knees pressed in. Another option, if it feels safe, is to bring the soles of the feet together, let the knees go wide, and what's called a supine butterfly. You can also always lay on your side. The knees bent. You can rest your head on that blanket or on your arm. So let go of your happy baby or your feet to sky pose and make your way into your resting pose. This blanket can be a great prop for supporting your head and shoulders by placing under the neck. It can also go under the knees, or maybe you want to cover up with it or bring some weight to your belly. Begin to make yourself as comfortable as possible. Your eyes can stay open and find a soft gaze on the ceiling or the wall. Or if it feels safe, you can close your eyes as we take rest. Your palms may face up or down. And you can return to an easy, natural breath. As you rest, it might be helpful to attach your inhales and exhales to a word or phrase, just like we began. Know that however you decide to rest here, that is the right way. I'll mind the time as you breathe and rest. Breathe and rest. If you're able to stay here and rest for a few minutes longer, please stay. If you need to get moving forward with the rest of your afternoon, begin to gently deepen your breathing. Let your body remain in its resting shape and just elongate your inhales and your exhales. Bring gentle movement into outer edges of your body, fingers and toes. Let those movements build into wrist and ankle circles, gentle neck rolls. And then find larger movement, maybe stretching your body out long. And then making your way to your side and then up to a comfortable seat with a soft gaze or closed eyes. Rest your hands on your legs. Bring one hand to your chest. Take a deep breath in, gratitude for yourself. Let it go. Place your left hand on top of your right. Take a deep breath in and gratitude for our time together. Exhale out. If your eyes are closed, let them open up. Thank you so much for sharing a part of your afternoon with me, with each other, in practice, in movement, in community.